The story of John Summers, an 11-year-old boy known only as Carrots due to his bright red hair, is one of the most pivotal and heartbreaking tales in the history of the Dr. Barnardo's Children's Charity. His short life and tragic death in 1871 cemented a guiding principle for the organisation that stands to this day. In Victorian London's East End, life for the destitute children was brutal. Disease, starvation, and exposure were constant threats. Dr. Thomas Barnardo, a young medical student who had shifted his calling from foreign missionary work to helping the impoverished children on his doorstep, had opened his first home for boys at 18 Stepney Causeway just a year earlier in 1870. One cold evening in January 1871, John Summers arrived at the door, desperate for a bed and a meal. He was just 11 years old, emaciated and exhausted. But the home was full. Every bunk was occupied. Following strict rules of the day, and with no extra space for funds, the staff regretfully turned John away. They told him to come back the next day, hoping a place might open up. John, a resourceful street child, lightly understood their predicament and disappeared back into the labyrinth of alleys. Just 2 nights later, Barnardo was walking near the docks when he saw a small crowd gathered around 2 men carrying a body. A dreadful premonition led him to look closer. The boy was dead. He was frozen stiff, malnourished and lifeless. Barnardo immediately recognized him. It was the boy with the striking red hair, Carrots, the very same child who had been turned away from his own institution just 48 hours earlier. John Summers had succumbed to hypothermia and starvation in a doorway, alone. Barnardo was devastated. The guilt was profound and immediate. He realized that the adherence to rigid rules had cost a child his life, and that moment changed the direction of his work forever. He returned to his Stepney Causeway home that night and immediately took action. He commissioned a sign to be painted and prominently displayed it above the entrance. It read, "No destitute child ever refused admission." From that day forward, that became the official policy of his homes. If a child arrived and there was no room, a place had to be made, even if it meant Barnardo himself slept on the floor to make way for a child. John Summers' death was a dark moment, but his legacy is one of the unwavering compassion and action that saved the lives of tens of thousands of children in the Victorian era.